All right, so I'm trying to get this together for my grandmother's 90th birthday. Okay, so let me try the introduction really, really fast, and maybe I won't cry. Back in junior high school, my dad wrote a poem. It was called Never Alone. It was about how he was never alone in the cab of his truck because his father and his brother Billy were always with him. And in 1982, I wrote a poem called Just Billy and Daddy and Me, and I showed it to him, and the chorus of it was, I'm sorry, but there's no room for you. And he asked me what that meant, and I said, well, with you and your dad and your brother Billy in the cab of your truck, it's very crowded. And he got what I was talking about. So my dad died about 10 years ago, and I didn't think about the poem for a while. Back in March of this year, I started playing the dobro. So I've been playing for about 5 months. I've been playing other people's music, have my book here, and I decided that I wanted to play something of my own. So I pulled out Just Billy and Daddy and Me, and I was trying to write a song from it, and I wasn't having a whole lot of luck. And then my sister and I went to my dad's gravesite during the summer, and she looked down and she said, oh wow, it's too bad that there's no room for anybody next to Dad. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, there's, you know, Grandpa Norbert and Billy and Dad, and then his is the last one. There's no room for anybody else. And I remembered the I'm sorry, but there's no room for you, and it took on a whole different meaning. So I went back and I reworked the song, and I'm happy with it now. And if I can just play it without crying, I'll be really, really happy. So this is Just Billy and Daddy and Me. Okay, all right. Just Billy and Daddy and me drive alone on this endless sea, because there's nothing more we can do, and I'm sorry, but there's no room for you. Out on the road we find our peace, and at the sunrise we find our grace. And the music on the radio gives us the soundtrack as we go. A sky of stars to lead the way down this ribbon of highway. I have come this way before 1,000 times, maybe more, but I was never alone. Never alone. Dad left so suddenly, and my mom, my siblings, and me made ends meet somehow, some way. But I miss so many hours of play. Billy left long before his time, with less reason than there was rhyme. He drove his car into the darkness, but now the stars I follow are his. A sky of stars to lead the way down this ribbon of highway. I have been this way before 1,000 times, maybe more, but I'm never alone. Never alone. And I left too out on the road because my heart bore a heavy load. See, we're all just passing through, and I'm sorry, but there's no room for you. You may sit here and cry a spell, but our faith has served us well. A solemn trio beneath a cedar a tree. And I'm sorry, but this row ends with me. A sky of stars led the way home from the Atlanta highway. He had been this way before, 1,000 times, maybe more, but he was never alone. Never alone.